Reed Sheppard has officially taken the college basketball world by storm in recent weeks and has been climbing up NBA draft boards as a result. The number 23 recruit in the 2023 ESPN 100, Sheppard was named a McDonald's All-American his senior year, but headed to Lexington this season as the least heralded of the top Kentucky recruits in a recruiting class which included Justin Edwards, DJ Wagner, and Rob Dillingham. However, just a few days ago, he hit a game-winning runner to help the Wildcats beat the Mississippi State Bulldogs at the buzzer. That shot capped one of the best prospect performances of the college basketball season, as Sheppard scored 32 points to go with 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks and 2 steals in a difficult road environment, and in the process surpassed his father Jeff's career high of 27 at Kentucky. The 6'3" guard also did it on 11 of 14 shooting from the floor, 4 of 7 from deep, and 6 of 6 from the line. As has been the case all year, Sheppard was lethal when he needed to be, and his efficiency was off the charts. Now, Sheppard is getting a brief moment as the center of attention in the 2024 NBA draft class. But interestingly enough, he's a little bit more polarizing than you'd expect. There aren't many people out there that will tell you Sheppard can't play. It'd just be disingenuous to do so. However, people are a bit worried about his lack of size, especially considering he projects as more of an off-ball guard. There are also questions as to whether or not he has the burst and wiggle required to consistently create offense for himself at the next level. And truth be told, both of those are fair concerns. However, if Sheppard was 6'5" and had the ability to blow by defenders regularly, he'd be considered a generational prospect. That's not the case, and that's completely fine. Nobody's perfect. With that in mind, it is a little surprising that Sheppard hasn't solidified himself as a top 5 prospect in the class. Nothing about his 12.5 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game jumps off the page. But the 19-year-old is doing it on 53.8% shooting from the floor, and he's also hitting a ridiculous 51.7% of his threes. Sheppard is one of the most impressive shooters to come out of the draft in years, especially as a freshman. His 67.3% effective field goal percentage is also completely outrageous. There's nobody in college basketball that is making more out of their touches than Sheppard. That's something that can't be ignored, especially considering the history of Kentucky guards that have outproduced their draft positions. Sheppard might not be a lead guard at the next level, but he'd be perfect next to a bigger primary playmaker. That would allow Sheppard to defend point guards, which he should be able to do at a high level. He's an energetic on-ball defender and a very bright team defender. That's part of the reason he's averaging 2.7 steals per game this season and has a defensive box plus minus of 4.3. If Sheppard is able to guard point guards, he'll get right up on them and make it hard for them to put the ball on the floor. He'll also fight like hell to get his hand on the basketball, whether it's with a strip or by jumping passing lanes. That said, he might not be able to defend up a couple of positions, but he'll be a plus level defender when stuck on players his own size and maybe a little bit bigger. Offensively, playing next to another elite ball handler will allow Sheppard to focus on his shooting. Even if he's a bit small for an off-ball guard, Sheppard's quick release and ability to shoot off movement will allow him to be an elite shooter in the NBA. We really don't see players with his type of accuracy from deep in college, but when we do, they hardly ever flame out at the next level. If anything, Sheppard will be playing with a lot more space than he does with Kentucky. To his credit, John Calipari did a lot over the summer to modernize his offense, and the result is a team that is 6th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency. But Sheppard will still see better looks from deep in the pro game. That's just the nature of the NBA right now. He also has a little bit more burst than people think. He might lack sizzle as a ball handler, but he has a purposeful first step and understands how to take advantage of angles. He's also a very smart decision maker, which is why he should be a very good secondary or tertiary offensive piece in the pros. The best teams in the NBA have multiple guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands. Sheppard can be one of them. It just feels like the draft process can occasionally skew a little too negative. Sure, there might be things preventing Sheppard from being a franchise changer, but at what point do we ignore that and focus on the fact that the kid is just really damn good at basketball? After all, no other freshman guard in the sports reference database has averaged at least 10 points per game with a defensive box plus minus of 4 or higher, while also shooting at least 45% from 3 and having an effective field goal percentage of 65% or higher. What he's doing for Kentucky is simply unprecedented, and the team's on-off splits show that they're a completely different group when he's on the floor. Last year, there were a few things to pick at with UCLA forward Jaime Jaquez Jr., but he was a jack of all trades that played with poise and consistently produced for the Bruins. Now, Jaquez looks like one of the steals of the 2023 NBA draft, and he's quickly become a big part of the Miami Heat's core. Sheppard isn't anything like Jaquez stylistically, but the negativity feels somewhat similar. Looking back, there weren't many reasons to think Jaquez's game wouldn't translate, and if people continue to nitpick Sheppard's game, there's a chance we'll be saying the same things about him. Sheppard just feels like a player with the floor of an insanely high-level role player. In a draft class with a lot of question marks, that should be enough for him to get taken early. However, if he lands in the right spot, he has the potential to be much more. He's the exact type of player that can thrive next to players like Cade Cunningham on the Pistons or Amen Thompson on the Rockets. And with Kentucky's history of producing elite guards at the next level as of late, such as SGA, Jamal Murray, Devin Booker, Tyrese Maxey, and Tyler Hero, just to name a few, there's no reason why Sheppard shouldn't continue that tradition at the next level, especially if he ends up in the right situation. So what do you guys make of Reed Sheppard as a draft prospect? Would you like to see your team draft him? And who do you see as his player comp in the NBA? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you haven't already done so, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the Bench Mob for more content. For now, that's all we have time for. This has been your boy Danko from the Bench Mob signing off. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.